What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with the final episode of the Braxton Season 2, Episode 8, Malibu Mayhem. Before I start, y'all make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure you like all the videos so I can stay in the algorithm, okay? So final episode. I really did not know that was coming on. It was a continuation. So I'm glad that they did a 2-hour finale. Anyway, so Tony at the end of season episode 7, we saw Tony having a conversation with Tawanda about Trina. So Tony decides to tell Trina, what is going on with Trina. Tony decides to tell Tawanda what's happening with Trina and Vaughn or whatever. And I'm gonna give kudos to Tony because she stayed at the wedding the entire time. Okay, I'm glad you did. Okay, your sister was really wanting you to show up, and I guess bare minimum, I'm gonna stay the whole time. That's her showing up again. That's crazy. Anyway, Tawanda was like, listen, y'all should have told me. I would have understood. And so she was like, yeah, I got a husband, and if it was me, I would be with my husband, my man. Okay? So yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, Trina and Vaughn, I guess it was the next day, they make an appointment with the doctor, the lady with the red hair who was at the wedding. She basically chewed Vaughn out because you're trying to do everything except for what I told you to do. And it was actually like a mom talking to their child. That's what it felt like to me. But he just really couldn't say nothing. He was like, well, I didn't want my wife to miss the wedding. Boy, that wedding, okay? Because if your potassium level is at a 7 and it doesn't need to be at a 7 and they told you to go to the hospital, then you could have went to the hospital. It was just as simple as that. You could have went to the hospital. You could have just told your wife, hey, I don't know if you have friends or family in the Atlanta area. Somebody could have came with you along with Trina, and you could have been like, okay, listen, this is the plan. You go to the wedding. I'm going to have this person here with me. And after, you just come back. Just come back. But I know there are women that won't leave their husband's side, and so I understand that. I've never been married, but I do get it. You're going to want to be there because you just never know. And then you show up at the wedding and you kind of be like, and something happened to your spouse, and you probably will never forgive yourself. So I get it. Anyway, we found out that Vaughn has early onset kidney disease, and so now he has to do I don't even know what a person has to do to, if that can be reversed. Anybody in the medical field, let me know. Yeah. And so she explained to him what your organs are connected. Like your organs are connected. So one part of the organ affects the other part that affects the other part that it's a trickle effect. So if you're not taking care of this, then all of these other things are going to happen. All right. So hopefully this will get Vaughn on the straight and narrow, like to really get in the habit of really taking care of himself. Honestly, I think we all do it. And I think we get scared. I remember when my mom said she had diabetes, and I didn't think it was a big deal. At that time when she told me. And she was just crying. And I was like, well, why are you crying? She was like, because I'm scared. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. And so even when I went to the doctor and my doctor told me I was borderline, I was like, oh my God. Like, I got what my mom was saying. Like, even just being borderline, that is a scary feeling. And Again, y'all know me. Y'all know my mom passed away. My mom passed away at 52. I'm 43. So it's a scary feeling getting up, knowing I'm getting up to that place. But I know that my life won't look the way, won't mirror my mom's life. So I really want to be around. I really want to be around healthy and whole. And I hope anybody who watched that at least got that part out. Got that. Just take care of yourself. That's all. Because when you don't, it causes a trickle effect. All right. So y'all, we get to. I'm sorry, y'all. I was looking at something. We get to the sisters retreat, okay, and we get to the table. I'm just going to pull out the things that I saw. The things that I thought were kind of, up for talking about, okay? So Tamar, everybody arrives. She except for Tawanda, of course, because of the wedding. I mean, because of the honeymoon or whatever. And Tamar asks about the wedding, and what's her name? Trina sat there very quiet, like I don't want to tell you. It's like she really okay. Waiting for. Tony was like, okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Tamar asked about the wedding. Trina said zip. Tony was like, the wedding was nice. She was seemed vague, as if Tawanda told them, if that bitch tell y'all about this wedding, don't say shit to that hoe, cause I don't fuck with her, and y'all don't need to fuck with her either. Which is probably why. Now, if I'm not tripping, if I am wrong, let me know in the comments. But they was like, well, Tawanda, we're waiting for Tawanda. She's going to be returned back from her honeymoon. And she was like, well, when is Tawanda coming back? And it was like, oh, they didn't say much. And she was like, oh, she was like, no, they say we don't know. And so Tamar was like, so y'all don't talk to Tawanda like that? Like, girl, come on. It was like they wanted to give her less. They wanted to give her less information because maybe she should have been there. But I'm not going to support a hoe and a mammy who don't like me and who don't really see it for me, sister or not. Okay? So I think they were reaching out to Tawanda, but maybe she didn't answer because she was on her honeymoon, and Sean was like, no, this is about us. Let's just answer or whatever. But something tells me that Tawanda probably did not respond to Trina or Tony's messages because she knew that they were coming to this sisters retreat. I'm just saying, but that's okay. Tamar took it in stride, and she was like, you know what? Since Tawanda couldn't be here in the flesh, she's going to be here via blow-up doll, okay, with some food in her mouth, okay? And so Trina kind of seemed like she was, Trina pissed me off. I'm going to tell y'all that now. Trina's, it's all, I'm telling y'all, this woman has taken Tawanda's side. She and Tawanda has gotten pretty close. So when this relationship over here is close, this one is going to fall by the wayside. You're going to allow this relationship with Tamar to fall by the wayside, even though you guys have, like, literally, you are at this lady's house every Sunday. You were at your sister's house every Sunday. Okay? So we do get a glimpse of them laughing and having a good time. Like, we love to see that side. But when they was I had noticed every time they would do a montage of the sisters and you see them together, and you only see 3 together. You never see 4 of them in it. Like this season, we had not seen 4. We've only seen 3. Whether it's Tony, Tamar, and Trina, it was only Tony, Trina, and Tawanda. Like, that was all we saw. Tawanda has made it a point not to show up to be around Tamar. And I think this was happening because of this, before the fight. She don't like her. And I just like to know why. Why? As Tamar said, these two ladies being here is good and it's fine because we can rebuild our relationship. But the problem she have, the biggest issue she have is with Tawanda. Or let me rephrase that. Tawanda has an issue with Tamar, but she's kind of acting like she doesn't. I don't have a problem with her. I don't. Girl. Anyway, the fact that you wanted to call the police on your sister because y'all sisters got into a little squabble showed me that you hate that lady fucking guts. All right. But as we're watching the retreat, we get glimpses of Trina's fucking attitude was shitty. Like, here and there. Especially because we about to get to that sound bath. She was being an asshole. She was definitely being an asshole and used religion as a way to be not combative. It was the word I'm looking for, defiant. You went on this retreat in defense. And I'm pretty sure you and your sister have gotten into it a couple times. But this is different. You are mad because you're nasty. If we're going to start from A, your nasty ass deceased ex-husband or whatever was trying to get with your niece or was, schmexually while this girl was a minor is trash to me. And you're mad because your sister wanted to out that. It goes beyond being kicked or hair being pulled. That just added. But you're really mad about that. You didn't want your niece nor your sister to air that stuff out. So you're going to be defiant. You're going to be defiant like a child. And that's what she was doing. And the fact that you've already taken Tawanda's side, you already have this beef with Tamar. So I'm going to be over here with my sister. And I'm going to stand on my sister's side. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You and your sister are assholes. Okay? I wouldn't have invited you to a whole ass thing if you asked me. But I'm trying to give grace. Okay? So you can tell by Trina's body language, she's very distant. Again, she's being defiant in the sound bath. So Tamar lets them know, hey, my sister is heavy in her religion. And then Trina cuts her off and she interrupts Tamar. And what she did at that table the other night when Tamar was telling her that, you have a lot of anxiety. And she was like, I don't need this. I don't need you diagnosing me. It's like you're trying to go out of your way to be defiant. So you can go and report that to Tawanda and say, yeah, I wasn't on that bitch side. I was defiant. Girl, go to hell. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just given I'm being defiant and it pissed me off. And again, y'all may have saw something different. But I felt like what Trina was doing was bringing low vibrational vibes at the sound bath. Because she's a low vibrational biatch. Okay? I know my last review don't look like this one. But this one pissed me off. Okay? I love to see them laughing and talking. But it just gave disingenuous. Again, I'm just wrapping my mind around that you was showing up at this lady's house every week. Recent. Until everything happened. Anyway, Trina is being difficult with the sound bath. And again, you don't have to do it. And if it goes against your religion, that's fine. But you're being offensive to the women that are presenting, the one that was presenting the sound bath and the coach lady. Like, you're being offensive to their craft and what they do. I don't want to go to hell. It just was like, girl, was that really warranted? Was it really? Anyway, Tamar says she individually talked to everybody for the exception of Tawanda, because you know Tawanda don't like me. Girl, you don't have to keep telling us that your sister don't like you. We already know that. Okay? And that's what she mentioned, that Trina was visiting her every Sunday, eating. They would have a good time. You know, Trina, I want to say it was Trina and Vaughn. So, you know, they came over and everybody had a good time. So we found out Trina was the one who gave her brother the name of the attorney. Tony said she didn't know that she was being served. That she didn't know that Tamar was being served, right? So Tamar takes this moment to apologize directly to Tony. And I don't know if the cameras was, if this was all at the, you know, happening at the same time, but the way Trina looked at Tamar like, bitch, I know you not apologizing to her, and you kicked me. You hit me, and you not even apologizing for that. Now, I do get that, because you shouldn't have kicked your sister. You shouldn't have pulled your sister's hair. You shouldn't have pulled your sister's hair. But hey, if we gonna go to A, you got in the middle because you sat there and you smiled. If we're gonna start at the beginning, Trina, you sat there and smiled as if you were literally salivating in this lady's frustration as she's asking y'all these questions. You were like this. What is that? What is that? And then you get up. You did touch her, but you did not push her. She did not, and I will stand on, she touched her, but she did not push her. And I don't think that Tony and Tamar was going to fight. I just think that, you know, they were just heated. Again, Tony stood up first. And before she stood up, she told Tamar, you know, I'm in a different, something about being in a different weight class. Okay. So Tony got up. And then Tamar's, because you're not finna stand over me. Tamar stood up. You felt like you had to defend the person who got up. That's not how that worked. And then you get in the middle. You touch Tamar as if you wanted to. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me tell y'all this. When somebody don't like you, they're going to do stupid shit. And sometimes a part of the stupid shit they're going to do, if you're in conflict with somebody, the person who Tamar did initiate the conflict with her words. Okay. And Tony did get up. And it was like, okay, so now I feel like my space is invaded. I'm about to get up because I don't know what the fuck you finna do while you standing right here. I'm sorry. Nobody ain't gonna sit there and just let some grown ass person stand up over them. So she get up. And you wanted to do that. You wanted to get in the middle. And you did touch her. You touched her. Okay? And then, to make matters worse, you turned to Tony. You purposely. Body language is everything. Body language is everything. You turned your back completely to Tamar as if she wasn't there. And then you talked to Tony to piss Tamar off, to say you are a superstar. You're not supposed to be doing this. So yeah, I would have pulled your hair too, ho. Okay? Sorry, y'all. I'm just saying. So Trina and Tamar, they start arguing again. And it's just really sad. Like, I know what I said. I feel like I'm a walking contradictory. But I know. It's just, you know. So, Tamar says she felt attacked. And she said, you know, the conversations that they were having, she felt like she was being attacked in the conversations that she had with her sisters at the round table. So, both Tamar and Trina, you know, they have this heated discussion, and Tamar was like, take it back. And Trina was like, I'm not taking it back. You take back what you did to me. And so Tamar was like, okay, I take it back. And then that's when Trina was like, okay, I take it back too. And it was childish, but it wasn't, because it needed to come out. So Miss E, I guess she was in her confessional, and the only thing I can see and say was my girl was struggling with them veneers. Anyway, the sisters decided to come to some sort of agreement or agree to disagree and whatnot, and that's where the episode ended. I think like everybody else, we're so glad that this season is over. I'm so glad Juan Dixon isn't here. Okay.